So I missed doing a review for last week, but I figured I would get this week's in because, you know, something major happened in this episode, so, Alright, so this episode 18 of Super Samurai, Evil Reborn, right? Something like that, whatever. Okay, this episode starts off with Lauren and the other Rangers and Yusa's mentor all in the Shiba house, and they're talking about Jaden and how he's out there fighting with Deker to a battle of the death, and, like, the other Rangers, they all want to go and help him. But Antonio is too injured from his last battle, so he can't go. So Mikey, Eminem, and Mimi all decide to run out. But Kev, he feels he can't leave because as a samurai, he has to stay by Lauren's side and protect her while she perfects the sealing power. Question. Hasn't Lauren already perfected the sealing power? I mean, isn't that the whole reason that she showed up in the first place? I'm just saying, she already got it down, right? I mean, if she doesn't, then there really was no point in her showing up in the first place and causing this unnecessary drama. So Jaden and Deker are continuing with their great duel, not the ultimate duel, that was last season. Their great duel. And they're on horseback now, and honestly, it's awesome. I like that samurai on horseback. Red Ranger! I like it. Cut back to the Shiba house. Kev and Lauren have a discussion. Lauren feels that Kev should go and look for JJ with the rest of the Rangers because he obviously wants to go. But Kev says, no, my place is with you while you perfect this sealing power that you already should have perfected. So, then he says, so let's train. And they go off with a training scene thing. And then skippity-doo, then like some scenes later, we come back to the Shiba house and Lauren goes up to Kev and says, look, I still feel you should go with Jaden. And Kel's like, Heifer, didn't we already have this conversation? I'm not going anywhere. And then Lauren says, but yeah, I really need you to go, so take your black ass on. Because, like, I'm worried about my brother, so go do it. Yeah. So Kevin decides to leave and go after JJ. Man. So JJ and Deker are still having their great duel, but then Jaden gets that finishing blow in Deker. He just hits him like boom, and then a big old explosion happens, and Mikey, Eminem, and Mimi, they all see the explosion. They go run into it, and then after that, there's like this ring of fire around Jaden and Deker, and Jaden is demorphed, and Deker is like, he changed from his demonic form to his human form, and they're all laid out on the ground and injured and crap. And the other Rangers, they come to the ring of fire and they're screaming for Jaden to stop fighting and everything and da. And then Deker, he wants to continue to fight, and he tries to pull his sword, Uramasa, but he can't pull it because Dayu's spirit is stopping him. Her spirit is grabbing on his arm because Dayu could sense that the fight was going on, and now she's come to him in spirit form because apparently she can do that now. And she's trying to stop him, and Dayu turned from her demonic form to her human form. She's like, please, Deker, stop. Don't do it. Don't do it. And like Deker is like, Dayu, let me go. Please, let me go. And then finally, her spirit just lets him go. And like Jaden is walking off, he feels that, you know, Deker's lost his mind. He's talking to himself, and he's like, this battle's over. So Jaden got up to walk away, and then Deker turned back into his Nalak form, and then he tries to like get Jaden, and Jaden is like, no! And then after that, Deker gets sliced on his back. And who did that? It was Kevin. Kevin got him from the back. Cheap shot. And then Deker fell to the ground, and the other Rangers ran in and grabbed Jaden and got him out of the ring of fire. And then after that, Deker, he died, basically. He said, my curse has finally been lifted, and then he just turned to ash and disappeared. So, it's not Jaden that gets to kill Deker. It's Kevin. Okay, well, it seems that Kevin should have been the one that Deker was fighting this whole time. But whatever, I don't know, it would have made Kevin a little more interesting if that happened. But, so they killed Deker off, and nobody who hasn't already seen these episodes or who have avoided the spoilers expected Deker to die, because typically Power Rangers doesn't kill human villains off anymore. So, but they did, and I'll give Samurai that. However, while I like the scene that he died in, it's kind of a weak ending to his story with Dayu, okay? It's like that story wasn't concluded like at all. Like he never found out that Dayu was his wife or anything. It's just kind of a lame ending. I don't know, but it's still tragic. So in the netherworld, Dayu is on that boat with Octoroo, and she's telling Mr. Squid that Deker, you know, has died now, and she was there in spirit, and she saw the whole thing. And Octoroo is like, oh, well, at least Master Xandra is still here. Oh, I can't wait for Master Xandra to come back, but he's taking too long. Like, Dayu, maybe if you play your music, Master Xandra will come back. Like Octoroo cared, like, nothing at all. Not even a I'm sorry for your loss, Dayu. Like, nothing. He's like, oh, Deker's dead. Well, anyway, Master Xandra, we need to and I loved it. Like, he is like a monster, so like I loved it. And you know, Dayu didn't even think nothing of it. Like, she already knows what's up. He's a monster, so whatever. She's like, you know, you're right. Like, all this misery I feel right now because Deker's dead, if I played it, that would surely awaken Master Xandra, you know? She was just going along with it. Like, all this pent-up misery. Oh, yes. If I can't be happy, then the world can't be happy. I loved it. I love how Dayu was losing her mind at this point. I love it. Oh, my gosh. So, the other Rangers and Jaden have more of this unnecessary drama. Like, seriously, Jaden's like, I'm sorry that I lied to you and kept a secret about Lauren. Like, didn't y'all already do this when Lauren showed up? Like, the Rangers never gave any fucks about this. So it's like, you were the only one making a big deal about this. And basically, like, whatever, they got through the unnecessary drama. Jaden said that he's gonna come back to the team or whatever. And then, like, there was a big old monster tag, a bunch of Nylox, like little Nylox running around, giant Nylox running around. And Lauren and Antonio took him on, like, in Zord form. And then the other Rangers showed up and fought him on the ground. And then Dayu showed up, ready to spread misery to the world. And then Mia went to face Dayu. And they said some line, and I liked it. Like, Dayu was like, I'm a Nylock. I'm here to feast upon human misery. And Mia was like, well, if that's true, then you just gonna feast on my sword. I'm like, all right, Mia, you trying to be a little badass. I'll give it to you. So then Mia and Dayu started to fight. And then Mia got, you know, she got this hit in. Like, she sliced Dayu down the middle, and she also broke her musical instrument. And, like, Dayu just kept laughing, like, and Mia's like, what is wrong with you? It's like, you have not won. Don't you feel this misery? Now that you've broken my musical weapon, like, all this 200 years of misery is just gonna spew out, and it's gonna awaken Master Xandra. And then, sure enough, it spewed out, and everybody could feel all the misery and sorrow. And then Master Xandra, he appeared at last to give the Samurai Rangers their final battle. Lauren better get that stealing power ready. So that was basically this episode in a nutshell. And aside from, like, the Dayu and Octoroo scenes and some Deker scenes with Jaden, this episode is as mediocre as most Samurai episodes. And I know I'm gonna get the flack for it because I know a lot of y'all probably enjoyed this episode, but whatever. I don't care. And this episode just reminded me on how much they dropped the ball on the Dayu and Deker storyline, because, like, I was really invested in that storyline until they just started copying Shinkenger plots with it. Like, Dayu caring more about her musical weapon, the harmonium, more than she cared about her husband. And now she's over here crying about Deker being dead, and, like, how she was deluding herself that they could ever be back together. Where it's like, you never tried to be together with him. You never tried to tell him that you were his wife, and you had 200 years to try to tell him this. Hell, after Serrator died, you could have tried to tell him the truth, but you never attempted to. So I don't really feel that sorry for you. This whole thing is just stupid, and it suffered from Shinkenger copying and whatever. And it feels like I see that people give these type of episodes like high ratings just because it did something like out of the norm from other episodes. Like, oh my gosh, we have a female Red Ranger, 5 out of 5. Oh my gosh, Deker died, 5 out of 5. Like, doing something out of the norm is just half the battle. You actually have to make it interesting and intriguing. At least that's how I feel. Like, yeah, having a female Red Ranger is cool, but her debut was average. Like, I like Lauren, but her debut wasn't that impressive. Whatever. Samurai is almost over, so I don't know what to say. It's too early in the morning. So what did you guys think about this episode? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know. Jamata.